A talk by Mona Sarkar. Conversations with the Mother. His eternal presence at the Samadhi.
If you are in difficulty, or that you want an answer, or that you are not feeling quite at ease, or something is tormenting you, or you have done a wrong, which may be insignificant, something quite ordinary and without much value, yet it makes you feel uneasy. Supposing you are angry and discontented and unaware of its cause, or something is not all right as it should be. At that time, if you want to get rid of this miserable state, then you come directly to the Samadhi and you bow down your head on the Samadhi and frankly you speak to Sri Aurobindo all that you have got to say without hesitation, without any doubt. As you come and tell me, that is, tell the mother, and you have seen so many times that your difficulties have vanished at once, disappeared completely the moment you spoke to me. You got rid of them because I chased them out of you, and you felt free from these negative and harmful formations, and you felt light and went back happy, for I had removed from you this burden. Do you remember so many times when you had told me? Yes, mother, it has happened so many times. In the same manner, you should tell Sri Aurobindo like this. Like this, you should keep your head on the Samadhi. It is a sight to see when she mentions the name of Sri Aurobindo Samadhi. What a feeling of adoration. In the same manner, you should tell Sri Aurobindo like this. Like this, you should keep your head on the Samadhi. The mother bows her head. And you tell Sri Aurobindo to get rid of your difficulty. You send a prayer like this, that the mother makes an upward movement with a hand from the region of the heart upwards. Very sincerely, gathering yourself with concentration at the bottom of your heart. I am sure that He will hear you and He will give you your answer. Without any doubt, now you can communicate easily with Him. There are many people who come in contact with Him and find their answer. He has become more accessible for us, and He is much more active. At any time, you can come to the Samadhi and ask Sri Aurobindo for your answer. If something is not all right, or you'd like to know the cause, any answer, or you want to get rid of a weakness, or to get cured, or even to get purified, for any problem, you come and ask Sri Aurobindo at the Samadhi, and you will have the answer. Not only his answer, but also his blessings, his compassion, his peace and his illumination. You will be engulfed and seized by his love that is all powerful. Once for all, if you abandon yourself to him, you shall be protected from all mishaps. It is like this, his influence. He reveals himself to all those who are simple, sincere and humble. He is there, perfectly conscious and directing all the activities of the world. When I want to know something, I just ask him, and at once he answers me. Then, this does not mean that I forbid you to come to me to ask something. You can always come to see me on any day. I shall be free to listen to you and give you my advice. He had arranged in such a way that the sadhaks could communicate directly with me, that is, directly with the mother, and receive my blessings and my help practically on the physical plane, as well as inwardly for sadhana. It was through me that they could realize the heights of consciousness towards the supramental and overcome any difficulty. In those days, he had hardly any time to occupy himself with the people or hear their complaints. But now that he has left his physical form and has universalized himself, he has become vast, yet very intimate and close to us all. There is a nearness with everyone. There is a direct influence by which everyone can have access to him. It is formidable. His presence vibrates concretely all around the Samadhi, and his influence penetrates and touches the central being and awakens the consciousness to the spiritual life. Even the agnostic, the unbeliever, the people of bad will who come out of curiosity to visit the Samadhi return flabbergasted and by a mysterious alchemy find an inner peace, because his peace and his compassion shower their constancy. It is this that bathes them when they pass before him. It is an unbelievable activity, surcharged with his force and his presence. When I look at the Samadhi and see what is happening there, I am astonished to find a column of dazzling light, vibrating with an energy and a force that transforms. It rises like this, that the mother makes a movement. It rises with a splendor and a brilliance, like an effusion of light from the length and the breadth of the Samadhi. It is the new light which is materialized. Have you never seen that? No, mother, but I have felt something the moment I have touched the Samadhi. Then she says, at night, when everything is quiet, there are some entities who clean up this place of all that the people have left behind. All that the people have left behind, their formations of falsehood, their desires, of their impatient supplications, all sorts of complaints, bad will and malady. Then these entities drive away even the hostile forces. They make this place peaceful and pleasant. They purify the whole atmosphere and the surrounding with so much love, so that Sri Aurobindo's presence could be felt more intensely all the time. It is a sanctified place for meditation and not for gossip. You understand? Never speak there and disturb the atmosphere. Sri Aurobindo is there in his glorified body, sustaining the entire world by a subtle movement, manifesting gradually his partially veiled consciousness for the descent of the divine. He is the living assurance of our divine possibility. He is the promise of the divinity, radiating with the light and power. He represents the march towards the divine manifestation. That is why the whole atmosphere is charged with a divine and sublime peace. You understand? It is he, Sri Aurobindo, who is there in the divine body, himself divinized, the representative of the whole humanity. He, by his own effort, by his tapasya, by the sadhana that he has done on his body, has rendered it into a glorified body. The realizations and the experiences he has had, all that he has accumulated in his body. By his yogic effort, he has charged his body with a transforming power. It is charged dynamically with a force and a light that overflows. It is this that radiates and envelops the whole atmosphere. All around, it is his presence that endures. As it is the supramental force, it shows no sign of its diminishing. It cannot, for it is the supramental force. It is this atmosphere that the people absorb when they pass around the Samadhi. Without knowing, they are bathed by his love, and they do not even realize as to why they are bewildered when they approach the Samadhi. It is amazing. They are mystified when they touch the Samadhi, because the force that is working all around demolishes their so-called religious sentiments, reorients their emotions, clamoring towards the heavens, and brings them before a reality that they do not understand. They are astounded by this extraordinary phenomena of the truth that manifests here. Those who are open and touched return back here for recharging their being and for imbibing this peace that is in the atmosphere. His presence is so concrete and living. It's like an immensity of consciousness that dominates and charges this atmosphere. At times, when I see his presence floating like an evanescent light and color, it is filled with an unseizable beauty and delight, with a sense of purity and an elusive presence, seemingly unsubstantial, but nearly material, bringing a sweetness unknown to the world. It is true that a person who aspires ardently for the divine comes and stands before the Samadhi and desires nothing but his beatitude. He will be transported into a region of delight much higher and better than any ecstasy that the earth or heaven has ever experienced. His devotees and those who aspire for him will find the grandeur of his majestic presence as concrete as you see me now. Those who truly aspire to unite their consciousness with Sri Aurobindo, who dominates this place with his formidable presence, and all those who wish to communicate with him, will find invariably their answer. He is there, all-puissant, with all his powers, and presiding over the new creation from behind the veil with a sustained effort and an unbelievable patience and a deliberate and yet deliberate in his mode of action. He is bringing in the victories one after another. First, to change the consciousness of humanity, then to transform it in all its dimensions, knowing very well that the momentary falls and the resistance of the forces. He is preparing man to overcome the obstacles and orient his mode of action and attitude by a global movement in light and peace. Above all, this is based on spirituality and not on those matter-of-fact pseudo-religious movements whose essence is fanaticism. But do not worry. The one who has taken up the charge of humanity, the one who is responsible and is working to lead man towards the frontiers of a new world, he is uprooting incessantly the obstacles and guiding man towards the luminous future. He alone can cure this malady because he is the master of our existence. Have confidence and Sri Aurobindo will do everything. Perhaps this is the lowest point in the spiral of evolution that man has reached in the vicissitudes of his terrestrial existence. But soon we shall see the light, the hope of a great change, the certitude that His presence alone can give and make the descent possible and establish upon earth the kingdom of the divine.
To thee who has to be the material envelope of our Master, to thee our infinite gratitude.